What's up, chat? Welcome to the stream. Today is day 47. Hold up, let me just double check my sound. It looks like it's coming in pretty soft right now. What is up, chat? Welcome to the stream. Hold on, let me test. Yep, definitely. Okay, that looks better. What is up, chat? Welcome to the stream. Ooh, that's a bit too loud. What is up, chat? Welcome to the stream. Today is day 47 of day trading NASDAQ futures on Top Step. Now today, we actually had a bit of an issue with Top Step. The whole platform was sort of being laggy. There was a massive sort of delay in the Top Step X whole trading platform, which was a big issue. Before, I think it happened right at the New York Stock Exchange open. So as this candle came down, as it was going down, people were losing all their stops and they were getting stopped out, and people weren't being able to. But essentially, for me, when I was on there, the chart wasn't loading properly, and when I switched time frames, it wouldn't load properly. So big issue. It affected me a little bit, but it really did make me hesitate and wait even more before getting into some trades, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's just part of the game that we play. Sometimes the tools aren't always, 100% all the time. So that's pretty much with everything though. So anyways, as we move into the trades for the day, there was 2 trades for the day. First trade actually was something I took on the 100 tick, and I'll explain to you today. So as price was absolutely tanking from this all-time high. This is all-time high, by the way. This is the all-time high, and this was the protected high. So this is the protected high. This rectangle I've got here, selects the last up candle on the 15-minute before the massive impulse down. And that's what we call the supply point of interest, POI. And so I've highlighted it. As you can see, price taps into it, sweeps a bit of that point of interest, and then continues going down. And so that clearly, to me, is essentially a 15-minute counter trend trade. And we've spoken about this. We want a double top. For a counter trend trade, we want a double top and some inducement. So as you can see here, we've got the double top with inducement. So if I was really into this kind of idea or this setup, I could have taken a 15-minute counter trend trade at this double top with inducement. Now that's not what I was looking for, and also this is exactly when the platform was bugging out, so I didn't take a trade at this time, which is fine. I was more of looking for a pro trend trade to the upside on the lower time frame, and so this blue line here, sorry, just depicts Asia open. So anyways, what do we have now? Once that we've seen that price has rejected off of this point of interest up here, price is rejected off this point of interest. What that means is the price, or the amount of the impulse of the leg that created the price that climbed up to that protected high. So for example, this is a protected high that it bounced off. It rejected here clearly. What it means is the movement that led to this leg, this entire leg, whatever started this, has a weak start or a weak point of interest. So this area here, for example. So what I'm saying is this leg here that created the move is technically wasn't strong enough to overcome that protected high, and so price tends to come down to that level. And so as we can see, price did that. It came to that that weak low, which is highlighted here in the orange, and after it came to this protected low, it sweeps it and then begins reversing up. If I remove all the colors, as you can see, price comes down to this protected low, sweeps it, and reverses up. And that's exactly where I took a continuation or a trade-off. Now let's actually have a look at the nitty-gritty of it. So as you can see, we've got these kinds of drawings. I'm gonna take it off the page. It was kind of sus. But anyways, what we have is prices clearly coming down. Now I'm gonna make it look like as if we didn't see anything, right? So prices coming into this protected low. right? And that's denoted by this black line here. It's coming into this protected low. I see a little pullback, and I see it come down and sweep the protected low, and I see it almost break through this internal protected high. So what this is the internal protected high. And so after I see it, okay, I watch it. Oh, it actually does break it. Okay, so now we've got an internal change of character, and that's what I highlight here, internal change of character, because it's changed direction, signaling a reversal. So in my head, this is a great position for me to look for pro trends or longs once prices come back and pulled down. And so what's actually happened is, at this point here, as price goes down, it makes an internal protected high here. It comes down, breaks that low, creates a protected low here, comes back up, breaks that internal protected high, creates a new protected high, internal protected high. What we want is to find, if we ignore these two drawings, what we want is a long off of some point on this bottom here, okay? And that is what my second trade was. My first trade, this right here, I'll be honest with you, chat. That first trade, this first trade right here, chat, I was just FOMO'd in. Price, see, as you can see, it was very janky. There was a massive weird candle here all of a sudden. The platform wasn't working that great. So anyways, in my head, this seemed to me like it was that sweep down to take some of the liquidity, okay? In my head, I'm thinking, okay, the platform has just been lagging, and all of a sudden, boom, we've taken that liquidity like I wanted to, like the initial area I wanted to long from. That's what was going in my head, and now it's on its way up. That's what I was thinking. However, as you can see, I took a long here, and I kept the stop loss pretty tight, and this is what actually happened. So on my lead account, on my 50K funded, I actually had the lead account have a maximum stop loss of, or personal daily limit loss of $300. And so as you can see, personal daily loss limit was at $300. To hit that loss limit, because I initially set a stop loss below this protected low, or this low here, at $600, so twice the amount. Anyways, what happened was I didn't realize I had the personal daily loss limit on for 300, so it closed me out early, which thank God it did actually, because otherwise I would have lost 600 across all 5 accounts. So anyways, once this one did lose the 300, it automatically locked me out, but it didn't lock the other ones. Now, chat, this is what I did. After this initial account was locked out, I went ahead and traded on the other 4 XFAs and the 150K combines at the same time, taking the correct pro trend trade at the point I really wanted to take. Okay, so what I did is I saw price sweep this demand point of interest. So price has come down, and I'm going to highlight this candle here. It swept this sort of area with a bit of inducement. As you can see, there was inducement here, but it didn't create the long move up, so that was inducement. So it swept this inducement, it wicked into this point of interest, and it started moving up. Now, my initial trade was to take it to the internal protected high, okay? Because obviously we made a new internal protected high, price is more likely to go to it, especially because it didn't break through. So my initial trade was to take that long into the internal protected high. However, I was watching the price on the 100 tick, and because that was the only chart that was loading to me at the time, because all of the other charts were down because of top step, so that was pretty crap. But every time I tried changing time frame, it would just be stuck on the loading screen. So once I got it on the 100 tick, I didn't want to change it. Anyways, I was watching the price action happen on this 100 tick, and you can see here, I entered here, price came up, it even went a bit further, but as price came back down, I was getting a bit shaky that I was gonna sort of reverse and not close out my order like all of the other traders unfortunately had on the platform. So I closed out early, and you can see here I have the timestamp of the actual close. If I show chart executions, you can see, oh, there it is. So right here, looks good there, and entered here. So I entered here and it closed me out there. So as you can see, chat, I really did wanted this to go longer, but yeah, I closed out right before it took off and continued going up. So yep, that is essentially it. That's the 2 trades I had today. So 1 losing trade for 300 and 1 winning trade for 1,000. And as you can see on my trading combines, I only had 1 trade for the day. As you can see highlighted on the bottom, I only had 1 trade totaling about 1,000, 1,100. So that's the trades I've taken for today. That puts us up at, I don't even know at this point. Let me have a look. Let me have a look, chat. Are you paying attention? So what do we have? We have 1097.70 times 3, because that's my trading combines, as you can see. All my combines, yep, looks all good. Plus 77 plus bracket 775.40 times 4. Okay, minus, so as you can see, all of my XFAs have made 775, and then my 1 XFA here has lost 322.30. Take away 322.30. Okay, so we are up 6,000 for the day. 3,000 that is just on the combine, so I don't really want to clear that, but we're up 3,000 for the XFAs, which is great, which in total is putting us up at, on this one account is only up 800, and the other accounts are up 2,000, up 2,000, up 2,000, up 2,000. So that's it, chat. We're keeping it nice and tight. We're keeping it at really good risk. We're keeping it really good patience. I've waited a lot today. I didn't really want to take any trades that weren't really perfect, so I'm really proud of myself for waiting. And so that's what we're doing today. So yeah, we're slowly cracking on, and as you can see, chat, the combines were off to our first loss. However, they're in the green now, so that is slowly moving forward. I locked myself out. I could have continued trading, but I didn't want it to. So yeah, these are all up for the day. Only 1 account is down $322 for the day. So yeah, look, I am going to jot that down. Great trading session today. I think the only downside, if I was to critique myself, is 2 things. Obviously, not being patient and waiting for the correct entry. I could have avoided a complete loss here. And secondly, holding out or switching timeframes to the 1 minute, so I could get a bit more confident in holding this out until it hit the protected high. And I would have been happy with that one. That would have been really great. It would have been 3.73 risk to reward trade. But overall, it was still a 1.982 risk to reward. So that's fantastic today. Anyways. Okay. Fantastic trade today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I will see you on day 48. Thanks for watching. Bye.